Elden Ring. It is an incredible game. It has great variety of builds, bosses, ways to beat the game, and weapons that deal lots of damage. In any Souls-like game, your capability of dealing damage is essential for your progression. Enemies will scale their status with the game, and bosses work like a barrier for your progression. In order to beat the game, you will need to kill at least one boss. So why don't you throw this crucial part of the game away and beat the game without leveling weapons? Oh, blah blah blah, you won't deal damage. Yeah, I won't. What will damage the enemies will be the status effects, which in Elden Ring are pretty broken. Bleed, frostbite, poison, any status that I can. I could be the God Gamer Victory Royale and kill every boss without it, but I don't want to. So I'll abuse every single status effect. And someone could say that I use cheat engine or something, but unfortunately I've done this image where you are this guy complaining and I am the Sigma chat. If it looks like I cheated, it was John Elden Ring helping me. With all said, the rules are I can level up my character but not my weapons. I can use every weapon or spell catalyst if it isn't upgraded. Status effects are allowed. I must kill every Remembrance boss in the game. And anyone who says that I cheated is gay. Another thing is that the gameplay is pretty shitty and it looks like garbage. But it is because I downloaded the live VOD from YouTube. So if you want to see me waste my time in being a bum, come see me on live stream.
And begin!
For starters, I take off my clothes, because who needs clothes when you are the Hulk Toa Joker Sigma Chad? Then I jump down the cliff, because surely I won't get my ass beat by the grafted Scion. By entering the open world, the current objective is the Third Church of America, cause it has the Mixed Wanderer's Flask, and close the church, you have basically the best tiers, and the ones I'll be using for the entire game. And close the Charge Attack tier, you have the Charge Attack Talisman, which fits the setup pretty well. Even without having good damage, getting a good setup is good for some damage optimization. While I'm walking around for the setup, I am collecting some key items and the maximum amount of flask upgrading items too. Now check out this Epic Gamer CCAS jump. After getting all this stuff in South Lingrave, I came back to the Third Church, because I want to get into Caelid and close their RA wing jump. In Caelid I head right into this cave which is covered with steamy hot mama body juice. And in this cavern you get probably the best claws in the game. The Venomous Fang can apply deadly poison, which is a variant exclusive to the weapons with innate poison buildup. The difference between deadly poison and normal poison is that deadly poison lasts for 30 seconds and normal poison lasts for 90 seconds. But deadly poison deals more damage than normal poison in 30 seconds. Plus when you infuse the Venomous Fang with poison, you can get the damage of deadly poison with the duration of normal poison. So it is a pretty good combo for this run. And funny enough, one of the best Ashes of War is in Caelid too. Crackblade can turn your weapon into a piece of shit, but it can also raise your physical attack power in 15% and make you deal 10% more poise damage in enemies. For those who don't know, those who know. For those who don't know, poise is the posture of an enemy. Enemies have a number of poise. When you deal that number or higher of poise damage in a short period of time, the enemy will stagger. For example, Gutsword can deal 36 poise damage with a charged attack. In a boss with low poise like Margit, which have around 80 poise, it will stagger him in around 2 charged attacks. Now the Star Fist, which is a broken weapon, can do third poise damage with a charged attack. It will stagger Margit with around 3 charged attacks. Now if you put Crackblade on the Star Fist, you can make it deal around 33 poise damage, which will stagger Margit with around 2 charged attacks. So you can make a weapon that has a Nimble Fist moveset that can deal not only the damage of a colossal weapon, but the poise damage too. You can make this weapon stun a boss for one last charged attack. And you could get even stronger with the charged attack tier and the stone barb tier. It's broken. For now the setup is ready and the gamer boss killing can start. The first one will be Margit. There's nothing interesting to say about him, and the weapon of choice will be the Uchigatana. It has an 8-blade build-up and the
Unsheath.
It is basically a fully charged attack, but with a much faster animation. Now there's some crazy montage of me running through Stormvale. I killed his guy to get his yummy seed. Walked a little more and went into Godric. In Godric, non-upgraded weapons start to be shitty, so the Venomous Fang comes in, but Godric is such a trash that it is basically overkill. Bro, so trash you don't even need to roll this attack. For the second phase, his moveset don't change much. He gets his annoying breath attacks, but you can just stay very close to him, and you probably won't get hit. Yeah, probably it is inconsistent, and you can get hit sometimes, but that's how fart attacks work in this game. Another montage of me running through Urnia. Here there is another talisman that I want. This guy drops the winged sword Signia, which buffs consecutive attacks. But yeah, this guy's such a clown, he just gets back shots and that's it. This is still early content in the game, the weapons are shitty but not that much. So this part doesn't change much from a normal playthrough. In real Lucaria just went straight into what the dog doing. It doesn't have much to say, the fight goes pretty normally. Then straight into the single mother. Single mother wants fun. Single mother in your area. Click to chat with starving single mothers. I love her mother. I love her mother. For Renala the fight goes pretty much the same. For the first phase you just punch the little guys, then deal the most damage while she's down. Since I'm already yapping so much, may as well give my rants to the actual 0 people that watch this channel. What does Renala need to be an actual good boss? I mean, everything. To be honest, she's the best spellcaster boss that we have in any FromSoft games. But still, her first phase is kind of a joke, and in the second phase, even when the RNG is favorable, her moveset's still lacking. Not to mention that for some reason when she summons in the second phase, the game automatically unlocks your aim on her. In the second phase, if you get lucky you can get her into loop her staff attacks, but usually she will summon and you will need to chase her down. After that I went into collecting some more flask upgrade, both in Liurnia and some in Kaled. Took the right part of the Dectus medallion. The current objective was to fight Radan, but you need to trigger the Radan festival. You can trigger it with Rani's quest, but you can do it too if you go to Altus first, then come back into the festival square. Just made a pit stop into Gillica because I won the talisman she guards. I don't know why she was tweaking so much. Probably she lost against a 2.1 deck in Clash Royale, or just got filled with a hard-stuck gold bot lane duo in League of Legends, which the guy's name is like You're Mine, and he plays Twitch, while the girl is called like I'm Yours Daddy, and she's play Yumi. And surely something like that never happened to me. From now the boss fights actually got interesting. By this point the fights need to be more cautious and the fights start to get way longer. The point with this run is that the more you progress in the game, the more bosses will take to kill. When you need to fight a boss for 10 minutes, it takes some skill to not make the biggest fumble of all time. Compared to level 1, the fights take way more time. In level 1 you need to no-hit kill the bosses. With +0 you need to fight the bosses for longer. The fights right now are so cool that they deserve more time. But first notice that the Miyazaki vision is really pristine. Notice that when I am in his balls, some of the hitboxes don't get me. That's some crazy subliminal message, probably. I wonder what Miyazaki wanted to say with that. Do I have any complaints about Radan? I mean, no. At least I don't think. He's a sick-ass mid-panzer that is cool in-game and otherwise. I would say that the gravity wave attack that he does while standing still is a bit wonky to dodge rolling, and the multiple gravity well attacks have a weird timing to dodge rolling, but nothing much serious. The fight is really good. After Radon, I went into Altus, blah blah blah, fuck this guy. I mean, look, just look at this dude. Bro have a giant fucking axe in his hand, a giant shield, and he keeps spitting fireballs like he's probably gay or something with this much balls in his mouth. Here something bizarre happens. In order to enter Lindau, you need to get 3 Great Runes, which at this point I already have. I've killed Godric, Renala and Radon, and Lindau still was closed. Then I thought, well, I have 3 Great Runes, but who knows, maybe some of them is bugged. So I went to get another Great Rune with Rykard. In Rykard I'll use the Serpent Hunter for obvious reasons. That's 2 cool Victory Royale gamer attacks you can do with this weapon to optimize your damage on him. You can power stance the Great Lances and double poke him, or you can use any shield in your off and then poke him while blocking. You get a much faster and spammable attack and melt his snake ass schlong down. Now Rykard, I don't care what anyone say. When you are fighting him with the Serpent Hunter, he is one of the coolest fights in the game, but still, he has the Trash Earthquake attack that is impossible to roll. You need to use literally a skill that is the highest source of iframes in the game to dodge or block. You have the Trash Poison Speed attack, you have the Suka Blood fucking school roaming the fight, the lava geysers, too much trash in a cool boss. Not forgetting that if you aren't using the Serpent Hunter, it is probably better for you to read My Hero Academia and try to stay 1 millisecond watching any content that the fandom creates. In second phase the plan doesn't change much. The thing you need to be cautious is 2 specific attacks. When he leans his head ahead, he will cast the Rancor Call. You can use your Edge of War to cancel him. The other instance you can cancel him is when he lifts his bare naked stinky ass right feet, which for you will be the left one. When he lifts his leg is a signal of the Skull Rain attack. You can cancel him with the weapon art. But if you cancel this attack, you will actually loop him. In the footage I haven't got a good record of that, but this attack is almost scripted. When he does this attack and gets cancelled, his AI tries to do it again and again. You just need to Rush of War him until he dies. Even after I got his Great Rune, the capital wasn't opened, so I remembered, oh, I haven't talked to Melina to go to Round Table. Let's give it a try. And yeah, that was the problem. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it worked. Maybe that's some subliminal message of Miyazaki trying to say that I need to hang out with women instead of playing video games. Despite he being a genius, I won't do it. Now in the capital there is a huge power spike. That is probably top 3 best weapons in the game. This shit's so strong it doesn't even need to be upgraded to be broken. The Starfist, as said, is pretty broken when it comes to charged attacks. But not only the charged attacks, but the tap R2s too. The weapon can easily deal the damage and the instance damage of a Colossal with a Fist moveset. Here's a visual representation of why this weapon is good. Before progressing the main content, I went to Liurnia to progress Rennie's quest. Not only because I went to fight the bosses that the quest unlocks, but because of the Black Wet Blade, which can infuse your weapons with arcane scalings and give it some status effects like bleed and poison. So it is a huge power spike for the Starfist and the Venomous Fang, which can act at its fully potential when infused with poison. As well said, Venomous Fang has a version of poison that can deal more damage in a shorter time. But if you could do the more damage of deadly poison with the longer duration of normal poison, it is basically more damage for free. And not mention that the Venomous Fang is probably the best weapon in the game when it comes into proc poison into enemies, because of its huge build-up and the fact that it is a claw, so you attack twice. That's another message of Miyazaki. Here, what he wanted to say is that the real boss that we fight is ourselves. The only thing that is strong enough to beat it is our own initiative to be better and to keep going. Then I went to get another Wet Blade. This is the Glintstone Wet Blade. This one gives some intelligent scaling to your weapons and the Frost build-up. With the Starfist with Frost build-up and the Venomous Fang infused with poison, the setup is basically ready for the entire run. Now Morgoth. This dude is cracked. Bro is a really good boss. He would be one of the hardest if his stats weren't so low. He has a miserable 80 poise and a tiny 10k health. He surely has one of the most complex combo ramifications in Elden Ring, and probably in any FromSoft game. Which is sad because the actual weak point that I can see in this boss is that he's literally too weak. Like, he dies too fast. For the fire sheet test, the plan is to proc the poison and tear him down with the frostbite and the occasional bleed. Shout out to Fire Guy for being this shit ass boss. I hate this guy so much that I could fit my entire PC in my ass. This guy's so shit that I wanted to pull him out of my screen and give him some inhuman amount of backshots. I wish that he was invited to DD Party. I wish the events that happened real world between 1930 and 1945 happened with his family. Well, I didn't actually mean that. Well, I didn't actually mean anything of that. The Fire Guy and me are actually very good friends, and I wish all the good for him and his family. I don't have any real good advice to give to this funny guy. I guess that in the second phase, you just don't aim for his legs anymore. That's the best way to damage not only his posture, but to deal actual damage, because outside of the weak points, the Fire Giant barely take damage. Besides all the anti-Fire Giant propaganda, the fight was actually pretty chill. I mean, I don't like Fire Giant, but when he wants, the fight is actually enjoyable. I'm not a big fan of these bigger than screen enemies, and the amount of rolls that he does if you get a bad RNG is pretty annoying. Not forgetting the breath attacks too, which in Elden Ring basically all of them are pure trash. He is a bad boss, but I would not say that he is a pure trash one. Godskin duo. Surely nothing bad will happen.
Help! Help! Help me! Help! Help me! Help! Help! Help me! Help!
For those who believe in miracles, this one is for you guys. It is a rare footage of a believer getting his prayers heard. I asked for Miyazaki to throw a chemical attack in Godskin Duo's house. Maybe something that would, I don't know, melt their inner organs if they breathed. But like God, Miyazaki knows what's better for me, and he gives some sleep pots. What happens is that I prayed so hard to him that I got every consumable in the game. For Foreskin Duo, the strategy is actually pretty normal. I just threw sleep pots to sleep at least one of them, and fought the other if there were some of them awakened. Fight them is pretty viable in this run because of the weapons. The weapons are already in a very good state that even if they aren't upgraded, they still will do a good amount of damage. Now just check out this gamer Call of Duty Crossmac Tomahawk sleep pod that I threw at this fat ass fuck. That Godskin Duo is a trash boss, I don't need to elaborate. The classic just throw two aggressive enemies in a arena and that's it. Funny that in all of the games, the only instance of multiple bosses done right were in Gold Souls 3. From Ornstein to Smog to the double ape in Sekiro. Only the S3 had it done well. For Madicaf, there is no strategy actually. For the entirety of the run at this point, the objective is just to poison the boss and attack until the boss dies. For the first phase you can just bait this combo and its variants. If you stay at the right distance, no matter the variant he does, he will do this combo and finish it in the same up head slam on the ground. That's the best way to get off and punish windows without getting punished back. In the second phase, the best way to fight is to bait the destined death attacks. He has the underground one and the loop one. For both you need to get cautious because while he's spinning his sword, it has a hitbox, so you can try to roll the first swing while turn around him. This makes you stay away of the attack and closest to him to punish. For Maliketh, a rant? I mean, that the fight is just cinema. A fucking good moveset to play around, fucking cool looking boss. The only instance in the series of a boss that actually interacts and uses the arena for a more dynamic moveset. If I would say, the only downside I see is that he doesn't have 2 health bars. Alright, clown time. Just try to loop his AI, stunning him with R1s. You can do it by just walking towards him and attacking. It is not safe or consistent, just spam it until it works and he dies. Godfrey surely was one of the most fun to fight. For him I find it better to fight him turning around him anti-clockwise. I think by doing this in this direction, his hitboxes struggle more to hit you. And pay attention to one of the best punish windows he gives to you. The big explosion attack can be A-framed, every instance of damage can be A-framed, and if you time it correctly, it becomes a very good window to smack him. In the second phase, the best windows is still his grab recovery animations. Pretty much every grab he does is a good window to do a R1. So if you don't want to get your prostate stimulated by his massive gorilla fingers, attack him in the right timings. Alright, last boss. For Radagon, the strat still works. He can be poisoned, so poison him and crush his ass with the Starfist. Focus on trying to charge their two safe windows. You can do it with the golden slams on the ground. Other good attack is the triple slam. It is basically a free crit if you don't get hit. For Elden Beast, I got pretty lucky. The RNG was actually good, and he was doing a lot of melee attacks. Here you want to abuse the charged attacks of the Starfist. With around 5 to 6 fully charged attacks, Elden Beast gets stunned. You want to try to keep him in the same place with all costs. The less he spams the ranged attacks, the better. The only attack you need to actually keep attention is the Elden Stars. With around half health, Elden Beast puts his hand on the sword and casts the spell. You can try to cancel it by stunning him. I couldn't in this footage, but that's the ideal. Here I used all the sweat in my ass and had to lock in. I managed badly in my stuns, and because of it, Elden Beast casted Elden Stars. Then I remembered all the moments of people around me hanging out and living the actual real world. I remembered what I was doing. I was playing video games and getting good at them. If I don't lock in and make a hyper gamer Fortnite clutch here, all that time, it was for nothing. So with this treasure I summoned Michael Zaki to give me the god gamer skills that I need to beat this boss. Alright, so the torment is eternal and there is some 4 bosses to kill yet. Moog, Momi, Melania, 46, and Estelle. Now I'm going to get a piece of the secret medallion that Commander Niall guards. For this dude, try to bait the 2 motherfuckers that he summons into getting backstabs. When there is a window, do a charged attack on them to faster the kill. After they are dead, you can fight the boss normally. After that I went to the Albinaric village to get the other piece, and noticed that I had a talisman slot empty. So I went to get the turtle talisman that increased my stamina regen. To consecrated snowfields we go. If you're like me that has hundreds of hours in the game and still don't know where to go in the fog, just put a mark around here and follow.
Hello, I am Mr. Beast. The fog is coming. 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 Just as good.
This is basically a boss rush. Just run through every area to get the boss as fast as you can. But first check out this funny ass wooba dooba haha way to kill this sucker. Alright, Mogwin. Pretty sad that such a cool area is so shallow and straightforward. Before the actual fight, just look the way this guy killed me. Because it is Mog, I can forgive. Here you can do a lot of the charged attacks, at least in the first phase. The countdown of Mog is actually scripted, so it is a pretty safe window to attack. Just take care of his right side, which will be your left, because when he pulls off his weapon, it has a hitbox.
Wisdom, patience, empathy, kindness, serenity, clarity. Break out, turn the key to a world untold. Life fades the place where the wind whirs. Blah, 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 blah. Sick and tired, normal, no big deal. I'm just quirky notes in the symphony.
Now to Helic 3. I thought this part of the run would be much worse, but was actually chill. Malenia was the boss that I thought would give a lot more trouble, but she died in about 2 to 3 hours. Considering that I'm a bum, rover, and a tramp, that I have lots of free time to spare, it wasn't much time.
I moved on by my own will. I had nothing else I wanted to do. Was it hard? But I didn't hate it. I did not even like it. I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. I never wanted to run away. I was very motivated. Then what is this feeling? Who would I ask? I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. I taste like vegetables I don't like. The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can go home, 'cause I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm
For Malenia, this strategy is actually to commit domestic violence with the starfish until she fades away. But, I mean, guys, actually, I wish we had an option to smell her feet and lick her toes. Like, imagine licking her feet after years of being washed. The cheesy smell and the hardness must be heavenly. I want to lick her feet and smell her trowel so badly until my nose bleeds from excessive sniffing and get knocked out. Guys, actually I wasn't meaning anything of that. Malenia is a very good boss that, despite her flaws, is still one of the best testo skill that we have nowadays. And not only a good boss, but lore-wise a good character too. I surely wouldn't see her in any other way. Now it is the time that I yap about the bosses. Do I have any complaints about Malenia? I guess that is that what every person have. The waterfall is a very unintuitive attack to dodge rolling, but actually is just the first instance of damage that is the actual unintuitive part to dodge. The whole problem is that the first dash that she does has the best tracking of all time, but who would guess that in their first playthroughs you need to circle her enough to make her lose her track of you and go through in the first dodge? I mean, that's pretty obvious. Besides that, I think the crazy amount of hyper armor that she has, but the hyper armor isn't actually the problem, because did you know that when an enemy enters in a hyper
I
armor
don't care. I don't.
Now it is the part that the game makes me talk to women and make entire quest lines just to get a shit meat ass boss at the end. The first will be Rani. Oh my god, Rani is so fucking hot. She's been in her chair for god know how long, and only with those clothes to wear. And during that time she never got to bathe. The layers of her sweat and grime caked on them must produce a wonderful aroma. The chair only left her chamber pot that didn't get cleaned often. Some of her feces and urine, because Estelle is not much a late game boss. You can notice the difference of damage that he takes. Despite of that, the strategy is still the same, poison then Starfist. After Estelle, I went to make Fia's quest, and obviously I'm going by the Leyndell sewers because fuck that and gargoyles.
All you need to know is one or two things or a few. I'm alone, but I'm not alone. You know that, right? Reason way. Now and then, I can't live without that precious one. I'm season follow, so that's me. Springtime, Cinderella, I will follow you. Wherever you go, I can't wait to catch up before the sun sleeps. Not if you're short of breath, just so you know. Please don't think you're going to get away with it, okay?
Just check out an Eldering player in his natural habitat, suffering from a thing known as severe aneurysm. Just made a pit stop to get the fingerprint shield, since every instance of NPC encounter in this game is pure trash, and I'd rather have my rectal cavity violated with a baseball bat covered with caustic soda and barbed wire. The fingerprint shield can become a very capable NPC killer. It just needs some tweaks like the shield crash Edge of War and the frostbite buildup. Since it already has innate madness buildup, you don't even need a weapon upgrades. Crazy amount of status effects. Why I haven't used its field against Gideon?
I'm
I don't like this boss, so um, I don't care about this guy. I just poisoned him, I punched him, and la 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 la, he died.